This is your graphing rational numbers homework review. Apply your understanding of coordinate planes to answer the questions below. Number 1. Use the coordinate plane below to answer questions A through E. Alright, so they gave us this coordinate plane, and we've got 0, 0, which is our origin. And then we can see that our scale is going up by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And then they gave us this point, or this line, Q. Okay, so point A, or problem A. Name a point that is on line Q. You could pick any spot where it intersects, okay? I'm cool with you telling me any of those points that I just highlighted, but I'm going to pick this one. And that means that ordered pair is 1 unit to the right and 3 units up. You could have picked any of the ordered pairs. That's just the one that I picked. Part B. Label point A at -2, 3.5, and point B at 2, -3/2. I don't like that they called it -3/2. We're going to call it -1 1/2. Alright, so -2, which means 2 spots to the left and 3.5 up. So 3 right in the middle in between 3 and 4. Okay, that's going to be point A. And then point B is 2 spots to the right and then -1 1/2 down. And that's going to be spot B. Now for part C, it tells us to draw a line through A and B and label it P. So I'm going to draw my line the best that I can. I'm sure you can do it better than me. Maybe it'll look something like mine. Okay. And now part D says, where do lines P and Q intersect? Well, you better label your line P and not forget like me. Alright, where do these two lines meet? Look at this red spot that I'm making right now. What is that ordered pair? You should put 0, 1. And then part E. The intersection lies on what quadrant or on which axis? Well, that intersects on a line. That line that goes up and down, the vertical line, you should know is the y-axis. Fill that in. Alright, problem number 2. Use the coordinate plane below to answer questions A through D. A. Determine the location of each point below. Oh, you better know your quadrants. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, left, left, right. Right, left, left, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point A is in quadrant 3. Point B is in quadrant 1. C is in 2. And D is in 4. Part B. It says, which points satisfy where x is greater than 3? So that's telling me we have to have an x value that's bigger than 3. Okay, so it could be anywhere in there. What 2 points do you see? B and D. B and D. I gotta erase my picture so that I can draw my new picture, sorry. B and D. Part C. Which points satisfy where y value is less than -2? Where the y value is less than -2. Okay, so it has to be smaller than that. So -2 means we would drop down here, and it has to be even lower. So what do you see in those shaded areas? A and D. Sorry, gotta erase my picture so I can put my answer. A and D. In part D, which points satisfy where x is greater than -2 and y is greater than or equal to 3? All right, one step at a time here. X has to be greater than -2, which means it has to be this way. It has to be bigger. Okay, so right now we're looking at any of this. Then part 2 said, and y has to be greater or equal to 3. So let me change colors if it lets me click on it. There it is. Y has to be 3 or bigger. So that means in this area, which point is in this purple green area? B. All right, last problem, number 3. Use the graph at the right to plot the ordered pairs below. Be sure to label the axes showing the scale you chose to best display the information. All right, so looking at all 4 points, I would say we could go up by 1/2, okay? Because even though we have 1/4, that means we'll just put them in the middle. So here's our y-axis, here's our x-axis. We know this is 0, 0. And I would say like 0.5, which is 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2. Okay, same thing for the y's. Go like 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2. All right, point A, 1 and 1 1/4. So if I go 1, and then 1 1/4 is in the middle in between 1 and 1.5, because 1 1/4 is 1.25. It's in the middle between $1 and $1.50. Okay, so there's A. Point B, 3/4, 0, which is 0.75, 0. I'm going to put it right there, and that's going to be B. C is -1, -1.25. So -1, and then -1.25 should be somewhere around there, because -0.5, -1, -1.5, -2. Okay, so that's going to be point C. And then D is -1.5, 0. So we've got a -1, -1.5, 0. So point D is going to be right there. Now it asks us one question. Shade the ordered pairs above that satisfy where x is greater than -1 and y is less than 1. Okay, let's start one step at a time here again. X has to be greater than -1. So I have to be in this area. And then y has to be less than 1, which means we're in this area. So what point do you see that is in the green and purple area? B. B is the only point you can shade in this box. I'm just going to circle this. I'm going to actually just put B right there. And that's it. This is your homework. All done.